Start with, what's it like to see him, 4 touchdowns already in the last couple games?
Really happy for him.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a long road for him coming back from injuries, and he worked his tail off, and he's had a couple opportunities, and he's taken advantage of them. So it's just really happy that he's out there moving around.
Did it seem like it, was a pretty tough process for him, I guess, just to kind of go through everything from, transferring, switching positions, coming back, and all that? Just, I guess, what have you seen from him kind of, getting through all that and now, finally seeing some success out there?
Yeah, he's, it has definitely been a process for him. He took 3 snaps total last year as an offensive snaps last year.
Okay.
And so he's worked through it, and he's learned a lot as far as what he needs to do as a tight end. I think he's learned a lot from the other guys in the room, and Jacob from last year. And he's really bright. Austin's really bright, so he kind of sees stuff, and a lot of times he doesn't let mistakes happen twice, which is obviously nice to coach with.
I know obviously he's got some pretty good size out there, but Josh was mentioning he feels like Austin runs a little bit differently maybe than the other guys have. Just is that, or how would you describe, I guess, his route running, or what he's doing so well in that aspect?
Yeah, he's I call him a violent runner. He's got really wide elbows. He just runs aggressive, and he takes advantage of his athleticism, and he's able to get in and out of breaks pretty well. And even bouncing back from the knees, he's come back from a pretty nice. And he's really relying on his speed, and I think some of the times his route running is kind of hard to deal with from a defensive perspective, because you never know where he's going. He's kind of a bull in a china shop sometimes.
I know, got to be a little bit of a luck involved to get 4 touchdowns on 4 touches, but is this kind of what you guys kind of expected from him this season?
We definitely thought he has some ability. We had high hopes for the entire group. Obviously having to replace Jacob, we knew it was going to be difficult. But all 3 of those guys have worked their tail off in the off season and came in ready to go. And there's certain things when we go into a game plan where we say, okay, we would like to have this tight end in this situation, this tight end in this situation, and it just kind of worked out for Austin this week. There was a couple of those plays weren't necessarily had to have been him, because Josh Harshman's had a really nice season, really reliable in the pass game as well, and so we knew that we would have some opportunities, and Austin happened to be in there and took advantage of them.
Were you coaching tight ends when he first came back at the beginning of last year? What was that like, for him, or from your perspective, I guess, to come back like that after having left?
Yeah, so I was with him in the spring.
Okay.
That was my first spring here, and I knew then it was going to be a process to kind of rein him in a little bit. He had really athletic feet, and they're kind of all over the place at times, and so credit to him. He took a lot of time in the off season and studied some tight end film. Not only Jacob from last year, but other tight ends around the country, and kind of figured out how guys move a little bit. So a lot of credit to him. He put a lot of that onus on himself, but it's been nice to see him kind of finally break through, and he's improving every day, which is nice. And I think our entire group's improving every day, and we took some big strides forward. I think this past week as a tight end unit, we graded out pretty well, and guys were really making plays all over the place.
Sounded like initially it was a little bit of a, it was tough for him to move away from quarterback. Was that kind of an obstacle he had to get over, you feel like, to make that position change?
Yeah, I mean, when you grow up as a quarterback, you're the guy, and you've always been the guy. There is transition there. I think he was reluctant at first, and that's why things played out the way they played out. But he realized that he's got an opportunity at the tight end position, and once he realized that, he really bought into it and really went for it. And since he's made the move, it's been both feet jumping in the water. I mean, it's been all that, and he talks about it quite frequently about tight end room is a little bit different than the quarterback room. You know, we game plan a lot and we talk a lot in our room, but it's not quite as stressful as the quarterback room.
Yeah. You mentioned, you know, he's a bright guy and he did a lot of studying. I guess just character-wise overall, how would you kind of describe Austin?
He's a really hard worker. He's a really hard worker. You know, I knew that he was going to have a chance to develop into something just based upon his work ethic. You know, he's, like I said, he's gone through a couple injury things here and there, but you know, he really stayed pretty focused throughout that time, and was just really excited to get back. And I loved his mentality. He was with the guys during his injury. He was trying to help guys out, and you know, he has a really good mindset.
Does he talk much about his time in junior college? I imagine it'd be a pretty big change going from, you know, being in Wyoming your whole life to being, you know, out in the Bay Area like that.
We talk about it every now and then, but it's mostly to kind of poke fun at each other. You know, we both went to junior college, and so we kind of talk about junior college guys, and the type of guy that goes to junior college and stuff, and it's kind of discipline and stuff like that. But it's more of a joking manner. You know, we've talked about some of the guys he's played with there that have moved on, but you know, really it's been a lot of focus on what we got to do this year to go win. So it's been nice.
What is the, I guess, type of guy that goes to junior college?
Well, there's a stigma at times where that's a guy that's less disciplined, but you know, it's kind of funny being a junior college guy. I was actually around a lot of guys that are very disciplined, and you know, Austin's a great example of somebody that knew what he wanted to get out of it, and he did. You know, and so he, you know, isn't the typical quote-unquote junior college guy, I guess you could say. And that's why, you know, in our program we focus on a lot of high school guys and getting guys in that we can buy into our way and really be a cowboy.